It's very important to realise that we're not here forever. None of us are here forever.
Margaret engaged with very special kids when the two founding families had created the idea and started the organisation and really needed someone to drive the operations and achieve the vision. And Margaret certainly did that. But I think she took it to the next level.
Margaret did face challenges, but Margaret did it with such grace, and it was never about her. So she would always say, we have to do what we have to do. The families were a priority.
And to me, that's why 40 years later, we're still growing and thriving. And one of the other things I admire tremendously about Margaret is that she's so contemporary. She's always been the most contemporary among us in vision, in thinking about the work, in how to keep working better to support families, particularly in paediatric palliative care in Australia. Like she's a true pioneer in the space.
And then she heard of the idea of these designated children's hospices that were starting to pop up in the UK, and she was determined to go and visit them so that she could just see for herself whether that really was a great fit.
I introduced hospice care for children into Australia because at that stage it was unknown and hard for people to get their mind around. It was a very difficult road but families kept asking for help.
That ignited something in her. What are we going to do about this? There was a lot of work that she put in. It wasn't, just 1, 2, 3 abracadabra thing. So when I say she was a visionary, she saw way before her the time that this was needed.
We built the first children's hospice in Australia. Then, some years later, we updated it.
I was really petrified telling Margaret that the idea of significantly upgrading the hospice that could even be a full rebuild, because it was pulling down her legacy building. I was so wrong. She just looked me in the eye and said, "Don't dilly-daddle, just get it done."
The children who come in today are much more complex. They're 1 in a million chance that your child has a condition, so it's really important that we're there for those families to make their children as able to do as much as possible.
If there was no very special kids, I would be at home. She wouldn't go anywhere else. There wouldn't be such respite.
I think that grand opening and Margaret seeing what she had tried to do in the first hospice but with limited resources couldn't achieve it, and just seeing the glow on her face when she cut that ribbon was great. Surrounded by kids, surrounded by staff, is exactly what she wanted. Sister Margaret died on the 3rd of January 2025. As CEO, I was responsible to ring and notify a lot of people, and the mixture of sadness but the overwhelming positive reflection on what she was as a person, what she'd done to the organisation, as well as what she meant to them in their own lives, really resonated.
To me, Margaret is very special kids. She's just woven into the fabric of the organisation.
I believe love is all we have, and passion and being kind, and Margaret embodied all those really important characteristics. So for me, to have a mentor in my life like Margaret was such a gift and a privilege to be with her all the time. You walked away thinking, I can do more.
If she was around now, I would tell her that we've got this, Margaret. We'll continue on your journey and your vision will never be forgotten. I think she was really proud that she really did build a community and a village.
I just want to say thank you. I really do. They say that a place can only reflect the spirit and the heart of its founders and its leaders. So this place, the Sister Margaret DNA, flows right through each and every person.
It was amazing, actually. When I think back, it was extraordinary. Of course, I don't see it's all mine. It's the people who've worked here, the people who've made it, the families who come. It's for the families we do it. I visit the hospice, I come and see the staff, but they don't need me. No, I'm not needed any longer.